Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. Since I live in Northern California, I've never had sweet potato pie. But today, I'm going to attempt to make one. So let's get toasting. Sweet potato pie is more of a southern United States thing. That's why I'm not familiar with it. So I just found a recipe online and I'm just going to follow that. The first thing I did is I steamed these yams or sweet potatoes last night so they'd be nice and cool, so they'd be easier to work with. Now I'm just going to get the skin off of them like that. I think I need 2 cups of them. So I'm going to get all these into this bowl here, and then we'll be back and start adding the other ingredients. This calls for 2 cups of sweet potatoes, so I've got 1 cup in the bowl there already, and that's a 2nd cup right there. Then it also calls for 1 stick of butter. So I'm going to get that mixed in, and they said to use a mixer, but I'm just going to do this by hand. Literally by hand. So I'm going to start mixing this, and then we'll be back and add the other ingredients, and I will list the ingredients in the description. That's a lot of butter. I guess that's a southern thing. They use a lot of butter and a lot of frying in southern recipes. I don't think there's any butter in pumpkin pie. Anyway, let's get the rest of the ingredients in there. Okay, a 1/2 cup of milk. I'll get that in first before I spill it. Okay, what else? 2 eggs that I kind of beat up a little bit. Get those in there. And 1 cup of regular sugar. Hope my bowl's gonna be big enough. I might have to transfer it to a bigger bowl. We'll see. And 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Get that in there. And then, also I'm going to go about a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to finish mixing this up, and we'll get it into that frozen pie crust that I have. This looks good. Now let's get it into the pie crust. I managed to mix it in that bowl. It was kind of a tight squeeze, but it worked. All right, now we're ready for the toaster oven. It says to bake this in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about an hour, so I'll just keep an eye on it. I pulled the oven rack out and I'm putting it on the baking tray in case it overflows. There we go. It's been about 55 minutes, so let's check this. Wow. That looks perfect. I'm getting that out of there. Beautiful. This sure smells good. I'm dying to try it, but I better let it cool for a while before I cut it. Okay, let's try this out. I let it cool for about an hour, and it's still slightly warm. You can kind of see the butter there. There's a lot of butter in this, so it's probably richer than pumpkin pie. A little bit anyway. Let's try it and see how it is. Wow, this is really good. It's as good as any pumpkin pie I've ever had. I think the main difference between this and pumpkin pie, I mean the flavors are real similar, but this one's made with butter where pumpkin pie is usually made with condensed milk. So I think this might be a little bit richer, but it's really good. It's as good as any pumpkin pie I've ever had. I think one thing I'm noticing too is this seems a little bit fluffier than a lot of the pumpkin pies I've had. Maybe it's because it's fresh yams. I suppose you could make this with canned yams if you wanted to, but it's really good with the fresh yams. I'm impressed. I really like this, so there's another recipe for you guys to try out sometime. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.